Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I got for you a D-Mine OTK. Now this card we've had for a while and I never really played around with it. It's actually pretty crazy. If you control no Destiny Hero monsters, so it doesn't matter if you control monsters, as long as there's not a Destiny Hero on the board, you special summon one level 3 or lower Destiny Hero monster from your deck. That's it. Barely any sort of restriction. You get a free monster from the deck. It's pretty crazy, and the way we're gonna take advantage of this card is in an OTK deck where we have Hexial Fusion, so we can go into Dark Cavalry really easy with our free warrior that's gonna be summoned to the field. You can also go into Red Eye Slash Dragon. I didn't do it on the video, but there's a very specific scenario in which if you can go double cavalry, you might actually want to go cavalry and slash dragon instead of double cavalry, but I'll go over that in a little bit. If you don't have your Hexial Fusion, you can have your Psychic Wielder, and then you use your free level 3 monster to go into a synchro play. That can lead into Brionac OTK. If you're worried about your opponent targeting, you can go Archfiend's Call. But we needed something else other than the Doom Lord. I was playing a Neos Fusion variant, and just having the Doom Lord as my target for Hexial was not enough. Even with the Brave Neos, with the free Brave Neos, the deck wasn't performing real well. So I went ahead and I used Trident Warrior. Trident Warrior says when this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 3 monster from your hand. He is a warrior, so you can summon your Hexial Fusion and go again into Cavalry or Red Eye Slash Dragon. It's also a target for your Magical Ice Fusion in the graveyard. And if you don't control level 3 and you have your Psychic Wielder, you can special summon the Wielder to go into a Black Rose. It's the only level 7 that I have in here. I could potentially remove the Red Eye Slash that I never went into to add another good level 7, such as Samurai Destroyer, you know, something that's a little bit safe. But yeah, I never used the Black Rose either, so the deck just... It was really fun to use. The duels are pretty short because if we have our combo and then we happen to get a Magical Ice Fusion, we just win. A lot of times decks are going to struggle to out the Dark Cavalry if they rely on target removal. So it was almost an auto win once you bring this boy out on the field. And on top of that, you have the Sphere Krivos as backup to protect them and protect yourself until you have the combo. Because this is definitely a turn 2 play. You don't really want to open up going first and then summon a Dark Cavalry. You know, ideally you want to surprise your opponent, not do a turn 1 and then let them play around it. To deal with some of the back row, we have Cosmic Cyclones. This is also going to trigger our Switcheroo. Switcheroo works in this deck because we want to shuffle back the Doom Lords. We really don't want to see them in our hand. We want to bring them out with the D-Mine so that we... because you know they have to be special summon from the deck, so if you draw both of them, then your D-Mines are dead. Switcheroo helps with that. You shuffle them back and then activate your D-Mine. Really not a whole lot to explain the deck, pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna try the OTK, whether it's the Synchro way with Brionac or the Double Fusion way with Cavalry, assuming we have a Magical Ice Fusion. You can actually do both because you know, if you use Trident Warrior and I'm sorry, if you use Hexial Fusion to summon... Wait, I don't know. Whatever. You can do both as long as you have all the materials, that is. But let's go ahead and get into this replay. And yeah, the way... The scenario in which you'd rather bring out Red Eyes and Dark Cavalry as opposed to just a double Dark Cavalry is if you already have a warrior in the graveyard, it's better to bring out the Red Eye Slash with the Hexial and then bring out the Cavalry with Magical Ice, because you'll have a target for Red Eyes, and then you know, that Red Eyes is a free negation. That way you don't have to discard a card from the hand. So say you only have one card in hand, if you go double Cavalry, you still only have one negation. But if you summon the Red Eyes, then you have the Red Eyes negation and the Cavalry negation. So we're gonna go into Brionac, special summon with D-Mine another Doom Lord, because D-Mine is not once per turn. Easy OTK. Let's say they had Grit, we would still have the OTK through Grit. I just didn't attack in the right order because I was trying to BM a little bit. But easy peasy. I mean, nothing to it. The guy just set a card and was like, about you OTK me? And I was like, gladly will do so. I am recording this pretty late. The game just reset. I didn't get a chance to stream today. There's no news other than we know there's gonna be a maintenance, which we already knew because the Joy event is gonna be over. We're gonna get a new batch of events, but hopefully then we'll know more about a potential new box. So here we're going first. I'm going turn 1 cavalry. This is actually pretty good because I suspected it would be a some sort of trap deck. He tries to go D-Prison, we negate. Tries to go Canadia, we negate. Finally is forced to use the Sphere Kriwa. So we just made him spend 3 cards, and he hasn't even out my cavalry. He's just in defense position. We have a Kariba to protect him. Sets 3 more back row. Goes for School Invitation. I don't know why, because I'm not really going to do anything. I guess to summon the Canadia maybe in attack position. Gonna go for the attack wall disruption. There's no reason to summon anything else. He's having enough trouble dealing with this Dark Cavalry, so I'm just gonna let him spend all his cards, all his resources, and slowly whittle him down. Sets another card. We're gonna switcheroo, get that Doomlord back in the deck. 1500 to the face, and then any card that he activates that hits the graveyard, he loses. So at this point, obviously, there's really no coming back there. He couldn't out my cavalry. Lava Golem wasn't even an issue, but we were also playing around the Lava Golem by not having a second monster on the field. And yeah, it's just cavalry is really good, man. We kind of, after the my monster card, we never really saw another turbo cavalry deck that I can think of. At least I haven't lately. They were all abusing the my monster card pre-nerf, and then you know you would see it in Dark Magician. That's about it. Well, I'm bringing it back with D-Mine. Alright, here we're going up against Grit. He passes turn 1, so I'm like, you know what? If it's Lunar Lights and I'm getting OTK'd, it's whatever. Might as well try to break the Grit. Set a Cosmic Cyclone just in case. And we're actually going up against Fable Dark Worlds, which is very interesting. Now here I was afraid of getting OTK'd, but when he used his Fable Raven, he only discarded the Snow to search for the field spell. So I had to take the gamble here. I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't have anything else that he can summon, so I need to stop this Gates. Even though I'm paying 1000 life, he doesn't have lethal on the board. And even after this synchro, it's still not lethal, thankfully, only 2700. So we're gonna survive, and we have a crazy follow-up. But this is the scenario I was talking about. There's already a warrior in the graveyard, so when I use Magical Eyes and I banish both of these, we still have a target for the Red Eyes. And on top of that, like I said, I'm going to have a negation on the field plus the card in hand to negate. But I didn't do it. I went double cavalry anyway, because that was lethal. It's better to flex the double cavalry, although would have been nice to show the slash. Give him some screen time since Red Eyes are not very good. That was Jesse. Next we have Ishizu, and then Zane. And yeah, this is probably gonna be a quick video. The OTK ones tend to be, especially when it's not a, you know, a fancy combo that I have to explain. This was pretty straightforward. We either get an additional summon with the D-Mine or with the Trident Warrior. We're gonna have the Hex Heal or the Tuner and go for the win. So going second against Dark Magician, not ideal. Had we gone first, we could have set up a Cavalry turn 1. And obviously Cavalry can get around the Magical Circle unless they chain block you. We pick up a second Kariba. The important thing about understanding when your opponent can chain block is if they have a Magician's Rod in the graveyard and they activate the Magical Circle during your turn. During their turn, they can't do it. So let's say he goes Navigation, Magical Circle activates, he can then chain the Magician's Rod because the Navigation resolved, Tribute, and then I get blocked. But he can only do that during my turn, because that's the Rod's activation. It has to be during the opponent's turn. But anyway, we have double Kribo so we can survive this attack. Interestingly enough, after I stopped him with Kribo, he didn't want to put me at 100. I guess he didn't want to lose his no mortal skill. I'm like, whatever. We're gonna return D-Mine. We pick up a Doomlord. Not what we wanted. I was maybe looking for a tuner or something like that so I could Black Rose. Magician Navigation on the Magical Ice. We're gonna discard the Doom Lord. Put a second Cavalry on the board. And I already knew that if he had a navigation, he could chain block me here. But, you know, I'll keep one Cavalry on the board. And then it's going to be hard for him to set up another navigation with a Rod in the graveyard. But I didn't think about this. When I attacked the Armades, I couldn't activate anything else. So I get to save my Kuribo, but he would have chain blocked me anyway. So this was kind of a mute point. He could have chain blocked me. Chooses not to. Completely throws the game here by activating Dark Magic Expanded before attacking. If he activates this in the damage step, my Kuribo does nothing because he attacks me with one Dark Magician, I Kuribo, attacks me with the other one, and I lose. But I have no idea why he activated this in the main phase, or you know, at the beginning of the battle phase. Because it doesn't even target, so it's not like I could have negated. Runs into my Sphere Kuribo, so that pretty much seals the win for us. I just keep the D-Mine. He goes for Silent Magician. I'm assuming he thought maybe he could Suicide, get 3,500 out on the field. But he doesn't have enough life points left, so we get the nice scoop. Feels good, man. Clap. Alright, last but not least, another easy OTK. I was actually kind of excited about the... Not excited is the wrong word. I was intrigued by the same matchup because obviously they can destroy cavalry. Their trap doesn't target. But I was wondering if he uses it to destroy my monsters before I fuse, then I have a chance if I have a Magical Ice, right? But he doesn't do anything. We're gonna activate D-Mine. Special summon. Summon Hex Seal, go for cavalry. Magical Ice Fusion, go for a second cavalry. And just for the lulz, we're gonna go D-Mine again. Oh, I didn't go D-Mine, never mind. I guess I was thinking if he survives, I don't want to have a Doom Lord on the field. And as you can see, I never use the Doom Lord effect because it's a little bit slow. You can activate, you can activate when this guy is summoned, but you lose your battle phase. And this deck is trying to take advantage of the surprise factor. You just want to summon something that they can't target and then go for game, or you want to summon a Brionac and then like send whatever's in your way so you can OTK. So going for the Doom Lord and trying to extend the game never really worked out. I think that's why the Neos variant failed, because I was so focused on using Doom Lord's effect that I was just losing a turn. It's almost it's like a worse Element Saber field spell. But yeah, still I like the card. I like D-Mine. This card is going to be so broken if we get better targets for it in the future. But yeah, until then, this worked for me. Thought it was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.